We are at the end of day one of a 3-day dry fast. This is it's amazing dry fasting. This is now our third 3-day dry fast in a month because we did the last 3 days of January, a little more than a month. And then 8 days later, we did another 3-day dry fast in the beginning of February. And now we're doing this the last day of February and then to March 3rd. So over the course of like 36 days, 34 days, we are doing 9 days of dry fasting. And the spiritual benefits are tremendous. They give you get much greater focus spiritually, much greater. And the physical benefits, I got to admit, the physical benefits seem to be outweighing the spiritual benefits, probably because I needed a physical benefit more than I needed a spiritual benefit, if that makes any sense. Because if you've watched previous videos, I mentioned about how I was getting rosacea. I've had rosacea my whole life, and never terribly. It would flare up sometimes in winter months when I eat spicy foods and other stuff that I shouldn't eat. And this past winter, it was worse than it's ever been in my entire life. And so I felt the Lord telling me to do a 3-day dry fast. And that's when we did our first one, which, the last 3 days of January. And I'm just blown away at the benefit. It's like, the healing is tremendous. And there's a tiny bit of inflammation here right now because I'm shocked at the actual benefits of the dry fasting in terms of health, because in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been eating so much junk food. I've been actually testing myself to see if I would get it. I've been eating some spicy foods and some other things that would cause it, and I'm not getting it. It's like as if I'm already healed of it, but I know there's some ways to go. The fast itself is stressful. So a 3-day dry fast itself is very stressful. So if you deal with any kind of inflammation issue, the stress of that fast will bring it out. But then most of the healing comes after the fast. For the weeks after the fast, you see more healing in your body, more strength in your body. And so that's the exciting part. When we're done, you get an appreciation for food. You just really, because food is such a major part of our lives that you got to deal with boredom. During a 3-day dry fast, you got to deal with boredom. Yeah, because of how major food is and how much we love it. It's delicious, but if you do 3-day dry fasting regularly, if you loved food now, you will really love food if you get into the habit of a 3-day dry fast, because you'll also, not only will you love the taste of it, it'll taste better, your taste buds improve, but you also are your youth is renewed because of stem cells that start generating in your body. Your youth is renewed, and your metabolism speeds up. You can start eating more you can get away with eating junk food and eating more. It's incredible how much junk food I've been eating, and it's no inflammation. So it's amazing, the benefits, and then the euphoria of breaking the fast. When you break it, like when Ahav and I break this on March 3rd, we're going to enjoy eating the rest of that day and into the night. And we're not going you don't overdo it. So you break a fast with juice and water. You should drink juice and water for the first hour, and then have a smoothie, something that's a little heavier. You can have a protein smoothie, and then an hour or two later, you can eat some solid foods without getting crazy. Don't eat like a double bacon cheeseburger. When you start eating, this euphoria comes on you, where you just, if you're sitting on the couch and you're watching something clean on the TV, it's like you just melt into the couch from the food you had because of the euphoria, because how your body just soaks it all in. And then the strength you get tremendous energy for the days following a 3-day dry fast. And then improvement in your health. It's incredible. And the improvement in your health continues all the way on through the whole month. And so that's why we're going to do this regularly. We're going to commit the first 3 days of every month to a 3-day dry fast. It's sort of like giving the Lord the first fruits of that month. And then the whole rest of the month there's just so much freedom with food and eating the rest of the month, and then leading up to the next dry fast, which will then regenerate more stem cells and regenerate more of your youth, renew your youth more, and you speed up your metabolism more. It's just it's amazing how I'm 57 years old. I'm going to be 58 in a little more than a month, and took a long time to surrender to the place of actually doing what the Bible says, because you can see, but fasting is all over the Bible, and so Jesus fasted regularly. So it should be a lifestyle of Christians, and it's another reason why I can't stand hyper grace, greasy grace, because people that are preaching grace inaccurately, and this is the gospel of grace, without a doubt, but people that preach it inaccurately, kind of like oh, you don't need to do fasting. It's like, that is so incredibly immature and even borders on rebellion against the Lord, because it is definitely a spiritual exercise that is not just recommended, but you're commanded to do it. Whenever you see, like if Jesus says something, it's really a command, even if it's not coming across, even if it doesn't seem to be coming across as a command, it is, because Jesus said it. Whatever Jesus says goes, and that's it forever. And so God bless you. I hope that if you've joined us, I hope that your first day has gone well, because I feel great. There's a little bit of hoarseness. I don't feel a little bit of tiredness, but there's a slight hunger there, but it's something that's easily ignored. And so I don't know how the next 2 days are going to go, but I'm guessing that they will be fine, because the more you fast, the more your body gets used to it. So your body begins to learn and starts to realize, here he goes again, or here she goes again. They're doing this starving thing again. So your body learns. Your body is incredible. That's why the Bible says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Very intelligent. The body, the brain, very intelligent. Even though there's a corrupt flesh that we deal with, that corrupt flesh is not going away. And it's another reason to do fasting, actually. This kind comes out only by prayer and fasting. These demons that try to harass and torment and stick to your flesh and influence you in evil ways, they can't stand fasting. They can't stand fasting, and they want to go. So they want watery places. They don't want dry places. When Jesus taught, an unclean spirit comes out of a person goes through dry, arid places looking for rest and finds none, which means it's not finding rest in a dry, arid place. Finds none. And so it needs to go back to a place that's watery. A human being is mostly water. We're like, I don't know what the percentage is, but by far the major percentage of the human body is made up of water. So it wants to get to a watery place, that's where the home is. That's what it wants to make you its home. And so like the spiritual benefit is there of fasting, and it's like, and when you start doing it regularly, then they really get annoyed, because then they know when you form a habit that it's like, forget it. They don't want to. They're anxious the whole. If they're still there, they're anxious the whole month, knowing that you're going to do it again real soon. So hey, torment these wicked, evil spirits the way they've tormented you. And we are living in an hour where it is so important to be fasting and praying for the nations and what's going on with Russia and Ukraine. And to put my own little 2 cents in on the deal there, I agree. No, I don't agree with killing, but I agree with Romans 13 and how God raises up governmental leaders to punish evildoers. And I do believe that Ukraine, the evidence is there. It's amazing how many Christians, or people who call themselves Christians, fall for the lies of the mainstream media in the West, in America and the West, because they're Nazis, loaded with Nazis, criminals that live for themselves, that lust after power, prestige, money, control. It's absolutely disgraceful and disgusting. And how many Christians believe them? Because they went over John McCain, who was not a true conservative Christian man. He was a commie. He was a Nazi communist traitor, treasonous man. He brought Nazis. He made deals and brought Nazis into Ukraine to set them up because they wanted an opposition there against Russia. And Putin is going in there to liberate people that don't want to be under that Nazi control. He is indeed denazifying Ukraine because where they've gotten a stronghold. So, like, I hope he does it. Putin is even keeled. You see, the American politicians on the left are like nuts. They're screwballs. God have mercy on them. I pray for them still, but they're insane. And this man is like even keeled. When he talks, he's like very even keeled, and he's protecting Christians in Russia. He is protecting Christians in Russia, whereas the Nazis and the communists in power in the West want to kill Christians. They want to get rid of Christianity, which is never going to happen, of course. Jesus Christ is King of Kings and Lord of Lords forever. And their doom is very, very soon, very close at hand. So anyway, I don't want to get off preaching, ranting against evildoers, but it kind of led into that. So it's important to fast for what's going on in the world. Be ready for anything. We're hoping and praying and expecting the Lord to restore freedom, but we're also ready for the end in case it's here.